All right, it's going to start on the right side of media.
Tim Walz finally picked up the phone. He spoke to President Trump. Governor Tim Walz called me with the request to work together with respect to Minnesota. It was a very good call, and we actually seem to be on a similar wavelength. Walz, a lame duck, under investigation over Somali fraud and under intense pressure from the Minnesota business community. He can't afford to have George Floyd-style riots again. The president hopes he and Walz can work together.
It is President Trump's hope and wish and demand for the resistance and chaos to end today. That's why President Trump spoke with Governor Walz directly this morning, and he has outlined a clear and simple path to restoring law and order in Minnesota. We hope Governor Walz will do the right thing.
The president is shaking up personnel, dispatching border czar Tom Homan to Minneapolis and Chief of Border Patrol Greg Bovino, who had been providing backup to ICE, will be going back to the border.
Yeah, because they brought him there to give them backup. But since this situation happened right here, yeah, they're removing him and bringing in Tom Homan. And the guys who also committed, be real with you, was also involved in this shooting. Yeah, they've been pretty much just relocated, not really put on administrative leave or anything like that, but just relocated. And it does seem like ICE is about to make a tactical retreat to gain some reconnaissance on the ground. So just because they got blindsided by this whole ICE watchers and obstruction, they didn't honestly know that it was going to get this bad. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. But what does need to happen is they need to pull back. Tom Homan needs to go in, find a way to work with the locals or the National Guard in that area, you know, talk to the political officials in Minnesota, and then figure out a way to get ICE back in there, because they are going to have to return to where they're not interfered with so much.
The administration is looking for calm and cooperation after a deadly altercation Saturday. ICE was zeroing in on a foreign fugitive from Ecuador, wanted for domestic assault, when anti-ICE agitators pinned agents down in a narrow street. Border Patrol was attempting to remove the mob when a guy with a concealed gun physically confronted Border Patrol and resisted arrest. Viewer warning, this is graphic.
The people, the is wrong with you? Honestly.
Every time I see this, did I see
Are being reviewed. When Alex Preddy approached the agents, he was packing a fully loaded Sig Sauer 9mm handgun with 2 full mags. He did have a concealed carry permit. Reports say he did not have an ID on him, and we don't know whether he alerted officers that he was carrying, which is what everybody with a concealed carry permit is instructed to do when encountered by law enforcement. Resisting arrest with a loaded gun is incredibly dangerous.
And here's the thing. This isn't the first time our guy Alex got into a situation like this. He actually got into a situation with an ICE officer to where his ribs ended up getting broken. So this isn't the first time he's gotten involved with ICE. He has a history of this, sadly.
Video of the shooting shows agents yelling, "Gun, gun, gun," during the struggle. One video is believed to show an agent removing Alex Preddy's weapon before the shooting, but it's still unclear. DHS is investigating whether Alex Preddy's gun may have accidentally discharged. This particular pistol has a history of accidental misfires that may have triggered Border Patrol to defend themselves with deadly force. It's a very loud, violent, and chaotic scene. And these are the types of things that happen, unfortunately and sadly, when you bring a loaded gun to a dangerous immigration raid, confront agents, and resist arrest. We wish it hadn't come to this. Lawyers will be determining whether the shooting was justified, but the Minneapolis police chief doesn't care.
Even if there is an investigation that ultimately proves that at the time of the shooting it was legally justified, I don't think that even matters at this point, because there is so much outrage and concern around what is happening in the city. People have had enough.
Immediately after the
what? I mean, bro, it kind of does. We kind of need to let these guys know, or the protesters know. It's like, yeah, if you do this, I'm gonna be real with you. You're like, your guys are gonna be heartbroken when nothing happens to these officers because it's a legal shot. Like with Renee Good, most likely that's gonna be seen as a legal shot or a lawful shot. I mean, saying with Alex Petty, and be honest with you, especially if his gun accidentally discharged while the officer was taking it away, it will be seen as a lawful shot. Unfortunate, both of them are very unfortunate, but that's where this look like this is going. And honestly, these protesters need to see this so maybe they have a blueprint of what not to do. You never know. I'm just wishfully thinking at this point.
Anti-ICE activists descended onto the scene and made mayhem. Go. Hey!
Sub-zero
Some
temperature.
protesters seem to have a death wish. Watch.
The kid, shoot us in the face! Shoot me in the head!
Damn.
Shoot me in the head! You coward!
Bruv.
You're coward! I'm right here!
Yo, and shout out to my man Monty, member for 7 months. He says they really aren't gonna like Tom if they think he was bad. Oh man, no facts. Yeah, they're really not gonna like Tom if they think he was bad. Wait until wait until you get the shuddering stunner. All right. This isn't a retreat or a pullback. You're getting the hammer brought down. I mean, damn. He said, well, yeah, I guess you got to bring the hammer back before you bring it down. And that's pretty much what's happening in this situation. A tactical retreat to come back with more pretty much intel on the ground. Because I'm be honest with you, they got blindsided with this. Like ICE watchers, them following them around, getting entrapped by vehicles, protesters honking and being dedicated. They're dedicated to this. They were blindsided, and they actually do need more resources that, well, the city of Minneapolis is not willing to provide, and neither is the state of Minnesota.
Kill me!
These aren't your run-of-the-mill, mostly peaceful protesters. One of them bit an immigration agent's finger off like a cannibal.
Stuttering here.
And last night, broke into the hotel where agents were sleeping.
You see? I mean, you see how the dedication, it's the dedication. Like, bro, it's sub-zero degrees. It's below 0 degrees. And they're outside making noise, trying to make sure they don't get no sleep, yelling to the top of their lungs. At a certain point, I mean, you got to be getting paid for this. It's like, there's just no way. Or they're just that dedicated.
Bruh.
The Minneapolis mob is now.
Okay, we got 13 of y'all on here, man. Go ahead and double tap that screen for me and let's get those likes up. Appreciate the support, guys.
A Chaz and barricading themselves with dumpsters into no-go zones. The governor, who has not made any effort to chill out his citizens, told them to choose a side like it was the Civil War.
What side do you want to be on?
What?
The side of an all-powerful federal government that can kill, injure, menace, and kidnap its citizens off the streets? Or on the side of a nurse at the VA hospital who died bearing witness to such government?
Bruh.
Or the side of a mother whose last words were, "I'm not mad at you."
Walz even framed immigration police as Nazis. Listen.
We have got children in Minnesota hiding in their houses, afraid to go outside. Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank. Somebody's going to write that children's story about Minnesota. And there's one person who can end this now.
The Holocaust.
You could end this now. Not Trump. You, Tim Walz. You could bring in the National Guard and stop this now, but you won't. You can immobilize police forces, probably bring in police forces from safer districts to come over there and provide crowd control. You can do this.
Museum told Walz to pipe down. and stop exploiting the genocide. Illegal aliens aren't Jews.
Crazy.
The governor needs some accountability. He's been in open rebellion against the federal government for over a month. He's called immigration police Nazis, Gestapo, told his base to get in their face and to kick him out of the state. He's activated a Minnesota insurgency. Agents have been rammed with cars, kicked, punched, spit on, trapped. Their cars have been looted, and ice balls and fireworks have been hurled at their heads. They've stormed into churches and injured and doxed dozens of officers. This insurgency is more sophisticated than you think, and it relies on a supportive local population.
Definitely does feel organized to me, and I think you can tell these people are well connected. They are in communication with each other, and they are giving them instructions. This happened all so quickly. People knew where to go. They are taking commands. This is an organized movement here. There's communication, there's food, there's notices.
I mean, yeah, you can look this up. What was it? Minnesota's Ice Watchers and Ice Stoppers. Basically the same thing, but here's the problem. They're organized. They got a pamphlet, most likely a Facebook group. It's like these guys are organized. They're doing this with intent to obstruct ICE. And we can't keep calling them peaceful protesters. Not all of them are like this. But there is a select group of them that they are hiding behind, the peaceful protesters. They're basically like Antifa.
There's notifications. They got out here in a hurry, and they outnumber this police force probably by about 10 to 1 at this point.
These people are giving aid and comfort to foreign criminals. They're aiding and abetting foreign nationals escaping from justice. They're on encrypted messaging apps, sending each other specific coordinates all day and night. And like jihadists, their leaders don't care if they die. Independent journalist Cam Higbee obtained a video of orders being sent out. Watch this.
The person that just asked for a plate check a minute ago that said 218.
Yeah, it's a white Chevy truck, pickup truck.
Yo.
Thank you. If you can get documentation, video, or photos of that plate on that car, we can document. Thank you.
Moments before Alex Preddy was shot, this underground resistance was calling in for backup, documenting plates and vehicles. Alex Preddy appears to be a member of this Minnesota Ice Watch. The group's mission is to swarm immigration police and prevent them from arresting dangerous Biden migrants, blocking them in with cars and physically interfering in arrests and crowd control. This movement is lethal to the country and also suicidal. You wouldn't do this with FBI agents or marshals or the NYPD. The consequences would be deadly. Renee Good and Alex Preddy would be alive if Minnesota would stop attacking the Trump administration for doing what voters put him in to do.
Yeah.
Nobody in the White House, including President Trump, wants to see people getting hurt or killed in America's streets.
Nobody want to see anybody in America get hurt or killed. I mean, sure, we want to see you libs get grilled for your political ideas, but not killed for it. Like, let's be honest here. Like, we know you guys are against ICE and all this wild stuff, and sure, go ahead, protest, but don't obstruct to where you're putting yourself in danger. I mean, don't you got a family? I mean, look at Renee Good. She put herself out there. Now there's kids without their mother that will never see their mother again because of the choices that she made, and also because of the lack of, well, be real with you, authority that Tim Walz could have brought down, but he didn't. Jacob Fry could have brought down, but he didn't. So, I mean, as much as you guys want to sit here and blame ICE, really, it's the leadership. It's the leadership in Minnesota. And you can mainly blame Jacob Fry, which is the mayor of Minneapolis, and the governor of Minnesota, which is Tim Walz. Like, they're mainly to blame here.
Tragedy occurred as a result of a deliberate and hostile resistance by Democrat leaders in Minnesota. Obstructing federal law enforcement and inciting violence against officers is wrong and illegal.
What's happening in Minnesota isn't happening anywhere else. Texas, Florida, Georgia, Arizona, Missouri, they're all cooperating with the feds. Local law enforcement's detaining bad hombres, and the feds are scooping them up and sending them home. Even raids in other states are conducted in coordination with the locals, who provide crowd control and backup and intel. It's just in Minneapolis and a little bit in Portland, Chicago, and LA, where there's violent resistance. all sanctuary cities. But Keith Ellison's saying they're behaving.
Bro.
ICE needs to do its job that it is paid to do. We're asking ICE to do its job as we do ours. Nobody in Minnesota is interfering with them.
That's a lie.
That's a huge lie. I mean, what Renee Good was doing was interfering, especially if she was blocking an entire lane, parked sideways, honking her horn in rhythm, by the way. So yeah, that's interfering. I mean, Alex Preddy, he walked up and basically tried to get involved in the law enforcement scene. That's interfering. I'm sorry, but we got to understand that they're going from peaceful protesters and they're crossing that line into obstruction.
Only Minnesota state prisons hand over criminal aliens, and that's only after they're convicted and serve sentences. City and county jails don't cooperate at all. They're just releasing criminal aliens back out onto the streets, and it forces ICE to do these dangerous manhunts without backup. So they have to bring in Border Patrol for backup. And Border Patrol doesn't usually work cities. Nope. They work deserts.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like they're making, like, it's getting that bad in Minnesota to where they're making them get Border Patrol. It's like if they'd just provide any type of crowd control, like I said, some police, National Guardsmen, this would have never happened. Border Patrol would have never been there. Maybe Alex Preddy would still be alive today. Maybe.
Look at this poll from over the summer. Majority of the country, 65% actually, are against sanctuary cities. 70% of the country says the locals should be cooperating with ICE. This isn't even a partisan issue. Just a small minority who are
But then you watch CNN, they're going to frame it as everybody disagrees with what ICE is doing. Like, no, we disagree with what's going down over there. It's like, why are y'all not cooperating with ICE and trying to get these criminals off the street? And then here's the thing, like, these protesters don't know that, one, y'all are not only protecting the undocumented immigrants who committed no crimes, but you're also protecting the undocumented immigrants that have committed crimes. Some pretty heinous crimes, by the way. Like, you're basically protecting pedophiles right now. So I don't know how you guys want to, reconcile yourselves with that, but, you might want to look in the mirror for a little bit.
Sacrificing lives to keep criminal aliens in their cities. These blue city streets are mobilizing like it's war.
I'm Kyle. I'm Antifa. I understand that the women who see this are really scared that their husbands are going to go and not come back, and that's real. We can't end this without good men in the streets, armed and ready to protect innocent people from being gunned down by these masked murderers, these fascist.
He only got gunned down because he was armed. If he'd have got put to the ground and he had no gun on him, they'd have never shot him. Like, bro, you're literally asking for more. This guy's crazy. You could tell by the gauges and the tattoo, in the face tattoo and all that. Yes, obviously this man's insane, and he just admitted that, I'm Antifa, and he's literally telling, women, yes, we need your men to go out there and die for a cause that you will not benefit from. Not whatsoever. No, you won't get no military benefits. No, there's no glory or anything. Your husband will actually be seen as an idiot, to be honest with you. But no, we need him to go out there and sacrifice his life. I know we don't care he has kids. F the kids, man. It's all about going against Donald Trump. F the kids. Apparently that's what they're saying.
Occupiers, I need boots on the ground, and I need them prepared to do what needs to be done.
There are hundreds of American citizens, thousands, threatening to kill ICE agents. This is on top of the cartels that have a bounty on their heads. Some of them are acting like kamikazes, like it's suicide by ICE.
Hey, so they're going to kill us anyway, so I think maybe we should just mob them. If you comply...
Wait, what?
They're going to shoot you. If you try to leave, they're going to shoot you. Mob them. Like that.
No, see? This is that radical, this is that radical thinking of ICE. It's like, they will not, if you comply with them, they won't shoot you. Actually, no, think about it like this. If Renee Good would have complied, got out the car when she was told to, she would still be alive. I mean, I don't care how left you lean. You got to agree to that. You got to. I mean, you're insane if you don't. If she'd have got out that car, she'd have been alive. But because of the rhetoric that you guys spew about ICE, he probably thought, oh, well, if I comply and I get out, I'm going to be disappeared to a torture dungeon somewhere, according to Tim Walz.
Like full American Revolution, like hiding in trees. I don't know. I don't know.
Bring this up real quick.
The federal government has sole authority to enforce immigration law all over the country. That's not me saying it. It's the Supreme Court. And these Democrats.
Yeah, and shout out to my man Monty, because he actually super chatted this in. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up on the screen, though, if I can, because I actually tapped it on my phone instead, Monty. But yeah, it's from Homeland Security. So this comes from DHS.gov. Sanctuary politicians' rhetoric fuels more than 1,000. Yeah, 1,000. Damn. I'm sorry, but I didn't expect it to be this much. But bro, really? Really? 1,150% increase in violent attacks against ICE law enforcement. 1,000, over 1,000% increase in violent attacks against ICE law enforcement. And then if you actually go to the website, I'm actually glad I didn't bring it up now, because you actually see some pretty gruesome pics of how ICE officers have been attacked. We got one guy who's been cracked in the back of the head. Oh, shit. This guy's lip got tore off. I mean, this is crazy. Actually, I might just have to bring it up to make this point.
Democrats are inciting mobs to violently resist the federal government. This is what happened during the Civil War. But it's not even half the country. It's just a small faction of hardcore militants, ICE mommies, BLMers, communists, trans radicals, and Antifa who want open borders, the obliteration of capitalism, and the complete overthrow of the Trump administration. These are the people who cheered when Charlie was shot. They hate white men, cops, and are bent on destroying Western civilization.
For sure.
Unchecked migration destroys civilization. Look at Europe. That continent's on its deathbed. They're using mass migration as a weapon to destroy this country. It's why the left wants to abolish ICE. Once Biden let them invade, they boost the census numbers and give Democrats more electoral votes and congressional seats. Mass deportations take that away. That's why they're literally biting off the fingers of ICE agents to try to stop it. And the more offspring they have, the more votes Democrats get. And the more migrants, the more welfare. And that powers the Democrat nonprofit industry that kicks back cash to the politicians' coffers. We caught them dead to rights in Minneapolis with the Somali fraud ring. Walz and his.
I mean, shout out to Nick Shirley that they're trying to deny up and down. Like, no, that wasn't true. There's no real evidence. Like, we trust what CNN did. Like, bro, when CNN did no real investigation, and neither did what was it, ABC News, neither did CBS. No real investigation. Actually, I don't even think CBS got involved. But this is the website that Monty sent in on the Rumble Rant right here. Yeah, radical rhetoric by sanctuary politicians lead to an unprecedented 1,300% increase in assaults against ICE officers and a 3,200 increase in vehicular attacks. And you don't think these ICE officers are reading these, like, you know, memos going like, hey, yo, watch out, because they're targeting us with vehicles. Hey, yo, watch out. They're throwing stuff at us. Like, they read this too. I hope you know this. They read this too. And I'm pretty sure this, like, highly influences how they move out there in the field. Pretty sure. I mean, it would highly influence me if I was reading this as a nice officer. I'm going like, well, damn. See, basically, as soon as I see somebody radical leftist, or I'm be real, protesters, an aggressive protester, not radical leftist, we're gonna say an aggressive protester step in a car, I need to be wary of that. I need to worry a little bit. But all right.
As insurgency, they need to cooperate before more people get killed. ICE also has to change tactics. ICE has been in Minneapolis for 6 weeks with barely any backup, and they're way too visible. Folks are crossing state lines to confront them, and now these agitators are coming armed to the teeth. ICE agents are sitting ducks in that city, and like any good boxer knows, you got to stick and move. You can't stand in the middle of the ring forever. All this manpower dedicated to Minneapolis, and we've gotten 3,000 bad hombres out of there in 6 weeks. That's good. 10,000 since last January. That's good. Force a deal with Walz to get cooperation. Force them out with cash if you have to get these known fugitives out cleanly. And then move on to Denver, San Fran, Detroit, wherever you have to go. But don't announce that ICE is coming to town. Be stealthy. You can always go back to Minneapolis when Walz leaves office, which is soon. You can go back there for 3 straight years until every single migrant is out.
Yep.
But we're running the ball down the middle every single play. How about a little play action? Now, if you're going to be dealing with an insurgency like this in Minneapolis, you got to bring in a task force. I'm talking marshals, treasury, homeland. You arrest everyone obstructing, and then you follow the money and make arrests. If you have a targeted
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got to go in there a bit more tactically. Like they got to do it with a bit more finesse. Like they went in there, they got blindsided by what was going on, and due to that, well, yes, there's been some pretty bad things that went down. There's 2 Americans that lost their lives because they was obstructing. So how do we fix that? Well, I mean, the only thing we can do is pull them out for now, figure out what's going on the ground, because like he showed, bro, these guys have a whole little intelligence network on these guys. They didn't see that one coming. I'm gonna be real with you. They didn't see that one coming. They didn't expect them to organize into an intelligence group to track these guys down and dox them. So yeah, they got to pull back. Probably got to come in with some whole new agents that they haven't doxed yet. I mean, they are going to have to ride around now in unmarked cars. Why? Because their license plates are being doxed. I mean, y'all complain about it, but y'all making them do it. Like y'all trying to dox you're trying to find out their face so you can sit there and harass their family members and all that. I mean, you're making them do this. You can't complain about them being masked up, but you're willing to go out there and harass their family because you can see who they are. It's like, you can't complain about that.
On a city street, you cordon the block off so the mob can't get close and trap and harass.
And shout out to my man Monty. He says there are links in the pages that open up the whole story on each incident. All right, gotcha.
And hurt you.
That's crazy.
It's safer for you and it's safer for them. But the president can't be run out of town. That'll tell every sanctuary city that attacks on ICE agents will force them into retreat. And then you have a confederacy of sanctuary states that are black holes of crime and migrants. And that'll sink the country. And that's what they want. The president looks like he's finessing this and fulfilling the mandate. The president's already achieved record low illegal immigration and record low crime. Minneapolis can't slow him down.
All right, Garrett, we have the rest of that horrifying tape coming up. We'll play it in full. As you can see, Minneapolis, Minnesota is once again back in the news, and for all the wrong reasons. Let me start with this. I'm very pro-life. It is always sad.
But all right, though, let's get over to our guy, Kash Patel, and let's see what he got to say about this.
Open up their task force in the state.
I don't think, Kash Patel is doing too well, but hey, he's still the FBI director, so let's see what he got to say. I know Dan Bongino gone, and he's back to doing podcasting, which I'm not so sure how that's going to work out for him. I mean, I don't know how you're going to come back after no deep state arrest and telling us that, oh, Epstein killed himself. There's nothing else left to say.